Hello and welcome to the Xi'an Grand Prix. It's quarterfinals day. We already know Ronnie O'Sullivan and Kyron Wilson are through. And we'll find out this evening who will join them in the last four. The tournament's been very well received here in Xi'an. There's Dave Gilbert. I have to say resurgent. Dave Gilbert played very well in the World Championships. Looks to be back to his very best. And he will need to be at his best tonight against Judd Trump. Yeah, we're here in Xi'an, as I said, located in central China, population of 13 million, and most famous for being the home of the Terracotta Army, and as well as the start of the world-renowned Silk Road. All the comments from players have been very positive, not just about Xi'an itself, but also this venue, the Qujiang Sports Centre. And joining me for this intriguing match is Stephen Hallworth. Stephen, I'm sure you're looking forward to this match.
Yeah, hello everybody. Thank you for your company once again. In this showdown, Judd Trump versus David Gilbert. Both players playing some good stuff. Both players have made an unbeaten start to this season as well. That adds an interesting dynamic to this one. One of these guys is obviously going to lose this match, and with it their unbeaten start to the season. Who's it going to be? A place in the last four up for grabs.
Not only will it be an interesting match, but also you feel very enjoyable. Two fluent attacking players. Don't see too many drawn out frames between the pair of them. Again, it's going to be crucial who gets in first. And if they do get in first, how heavy they will score. See there, Dave, even though at the start of the match, might be a little bit damper, stickier in the venue there tonight, just getting comfortable, trying to dry his hands and his cue there. Quite off-putting if your hands are a little bit sticky, particularly as you can see there between the thumb and forefinger. That's the crucial part in your bridge hand. If you feel that's in any way restricted, it's not a nice feeling. Certainly any increase in the weather and humidity can have an impact, even though you're playing indoors.
Possibly a few more bodies in the arena as well. It looks like there's a few more in the crowds for this one. That can also have an effect on the temperature as Judd Trump eyes up the first long red of this match. I'm a big fan of both Judd Trump and David Gilbert. I think they're both excellent to watch. Dave has to be up there with one of the best cue actions we have on the tour.
One.
It was interesting listening to Dave's interview after an excellent win or Mark Selby struggling with a few health issues. Back, teeth, a few different aches. Any discomfort will soon go away when you're potting balls and winning matches.
6.
Dave also getting worryingly close to a mullet as well, Stephen. I know it's nice to have the option of, but it's getting dangerous.
Yeah, I can't say I can remember what it's like to have a good head of hair. We're only jealous.
Absolutely.
David Gilbert, 6.
Well, he'll be disappointed with that one, David Gilbert. That red to the green pocket was a chance to continue this break. He didn't land on it ideally. And in doing so, surrendered a good early opportunity to score a few points. Quite a messy frame with where the black is.
Obviously had to hit that with pace to try and develop something, but it seemed to hit him harder than was necessary. Similar to the first shot. I'll take a couple of shots just to get his timing the way he would like it. Wasn't very accurate, particularly with that pace. Just stayed out, caught a bit of it near left jaw. So both of them just taking a little bit of time just to settle down. Another pot from distance missed by Judd. Always tricky, these type of reds along the ball cushion, but obviously made easier the fact he just has to pot it. The blue there waiting.
Yeah, good pot from Dave. As you say, didn't have to do anything with the cue ball there, was always going to be on this blue. So now a chance to slightly redeem himself for that earlier missed chance. It's a big day for Dave Gilbert. He had a very good win over Mark Selby yesterday, 5-4. Coming through a decider against the Jester is no mean feat. And this another stern test for him. Judd, similar to Ronnie, hasn't really been tested so far in this whole event. Only dropped the 4 frames in getting to the quarterfinals.
7.
David Gilbert, though, I feel, is playing well enough to really take it to him. Whether or not that is enough to get the win today is yet to be seen. But getting off to a good start would certainly help that.
Thirteen.
Both know one another's games very well. They've met on 17 occasions throughout their career. Judd Trump lead in the head-to-head.
David Gilbert, 13.
Although the most recent meeting in the 2021 Scottish Open, which it was that strange year that it was played in Wales, wasn't it? But David Gilbert actually came through that match 4-3, so I suppose if he's looking at that, he'll have fond memories of playing Judd. Although this is a new year, new tournament, possibly a new Judd Trump as well. He's dominating the game at the moment. Won in Shanghai quite convincingly. He's a different animal now.
Yeah, those reds always looked like they were lined up close to that pocket. And the fact that they were, probably should have given it greater effort to make sure that didn't happen. You always want to make your opponent work for his chances. Give them easy starters. However, the fact pink was blocked to the middle, black out of play. It's hard to get up to the table. Try and pot the blue and leave himself a long red from distance.
Well, he's negotiated the blue well. We'll have to follow it
6.
up with another good pot from range if he's going to keep this break going. Oh, that's brilliant. What a strike from Dave
7.
Gilbert. Awkward cueing from the side cushion from distance. Hard to be critical, he's not top side of the blue there. The important thing was that he knocked the red in.
Same issue again here. More mid-range red this time. Get an important one because if he pots us, he will be on the pink.
Felt it
was more likely to get position on the blue, leaving himself high. Again, just trying to work out, is there a little cannon he can make, just develop a couple of reds. And that last blue, or that last red he played, screwing for the blue again, just another sign. Cueing nicely.
$18.
Just had a little too much of an angle on that blue. To really dig deep into the cue ball, he was obviously trying to not only bring reds into play, but possibly the black as well. It's gone wrong. So, just taking his medicine, David Gilbert. Checking out the balk area where he would not like to play that shot from. Trying to put the cue ball in a really awkward position for Judd. He'd like to cut off the left side of the table if he can. The red left of the pink. Doesn't really want to give
18.
Judd access to that. Judd has got a safety of the reds near the black that he can swing the cue ball round. If he gets a good white here, Dave could be in big trouble.
Dave was reluctant to play a safety shot off the red on the side cushion. I think that's what Judd might play. Potential there, you can see just around, has enough of the potting angle, but where would the colour be coming from? Be coming from around the angles. A lovely pot, certainly considering the first few attempts from distance he's missed.
Yeah, that was much more like it from Judd. We're so used to seeing him knocking that type of shot from distance, and finally he's found one. The first couple were no good at all. That much better. And a good pot on the blue, but he's had no run. Not a good flick. He's on nothing.
6.
He's going to have to play safe off the red closest to the cue ball as well. Looks like there's a little fly on the cue ball there. There is. Not in Judd's eye line, though.
Again, if the scores were closer, Dave, I think, would play the safety off the side cushion for definite, bring it up and down the table, and ideally get the white in behind the green. With that 31-point lead, ball's not ideal. Also try and protect. Might well regret it. Or has he been fortunate to catch that red, push it over the middle pocket? But yeah, by Judd's body language, you can see he's not on it.
Well, what a result he's had there, because that could have been disastrous. And the red being over the middle pocket means that Judd's cue ball really needs to be over by the green pocket. Which is why he played it with right-hand side to try and widen the cue ball. There is the other quarter-final going on over on table 2. Daniel Wells taking on Barry Hawkins. Big match for them both over there. Barry sort of has gone under the radar in this event. He's played some good stuff himself, and Daniel Wells, very good run so far. Currently, Wells leads 1-0. Break of 73 in the first from the Welshman. WST.tv for all the live scores if you want to keep an eye on that match. Oh, what a pot from Dave. Fantastic cueing from the cup underneath the baulk cushion. Had to dig down. Knew he was trying to just get hold of his white to leave it close to this cushion. Felt the only red he could leave was the one he was taking on, and what a pot that is.
Not just the accuracy, but the actual strike on the ball was beautiful. Of course, Dave, with that long backswing that he has, doesn't have to force the power. Doesn't have to try and generate any power himself. He can just let the cue do the work.
Six.
Rarely overhits any shot as a result. Give the pot every chance.
Seven.
Yeah, but stylish player, Dave. Very easy on the eye.
Foul.
Yeah, you can see the look of disappointment and disgust.
Fergal, 7.
Bad shot there.
Dot time 4.
Still not sure if he's trying to disturb something or was he playing it around the angles, but he should have been nowhere near the corner pocket. Didn't have to be.
One.
Thick enough contact on the yellow to leave him his chance on the brown. Chance he's let slip by.
So quite a scrappy opening frame, this one. Both players have had a number of chances. A few half chances. Still very much wide open. Again, another red Judd eyeing up. Hot, so many this type of shot. Not this time. And again, what about that from Dave Gilbert? Another fantastic strike.
One.
He's knocked in a couple of balls in this frame already that will definitely make the highlights reel. A couple of long ones from distance, very good cueing. I think it's always a good sign for Dave Gilbert. If the long ones are going in, you always fancy him. You know, he's a very good scorer when he gets in amongst them.
7.
That's part of the reason why, if those long ones start going in, he's a match for anyone. He's got a good all-round game, has Dave, but definitely think when he gets in, that's his strength.
8.
Although he won't be best pleased with that one.
They will kill 8.
And again, he's been very fortunate as to where the pink has come to rest. Because had that red have been available to Judd, could definitely have seen a counter-attack.
Yeah, Judd didn't get frustrated with that little bit of luck that Dave had. Big piece of luck, really. Just accepted it. Tried to make good safety. little bit short of pace. As a result of that, with his hand on the table, might be possible to try and chip this loose red in the corner. Yeah, very good pot.
1.
Don't think he intended to clip that red here, just seen. But it certainly worked to his advantage. Now 40 behind. The problem for Dave, normally come off the cushion, couple of cushions and just nestle onto that red. But there's every chance if it's not perfect, you leave the other red. So he's just trying to work it, trying to look at the angle of attack. Just to ideally just fall in behind, nearly cushion first, just nestle onto it. I feel if he touches the red, he'll leave the other red.
Yeah, he has to get this one just right, doesn't he, Dave Gilbert? Because there's nothing really safe on the table now. May risk playing the other red. No, he's going dead weight and he's completely misjudged it.
Foul and miss.
Well, he's massively
That's some
misjudged it. That's a very poor shot from Dave Gilbert. He was in trouble there, obviously, but fancied him to get closer to nestling onto this red on the top cushion. As it happens, he's left Judd right in amongst them.
1.
So a little key passage of play coming up for Judd Trump here. His next few shots will determine as to whether he's going to win this frame. Red to colour, and then colour to yellow.
Six.
Just detected a fraction of a heavy contact there, which has meant Judd is much straighter on this red than he would have liked. His concern is how does he get his cue ball onto his next colour without jeopardising the pot of the red. The pace he's going to have to play this shot at, probably with either immense topspin and right-hand side or reverse side screwing back. Yeah, and that was the problem. The pace he had to hit that shot at made it very missable.
Third time. 6.
Lovely shot from Dave there. His priority was to make sure the red didn't collide with any of the colours. As a bonus, with the pace is beautiful. Just dropped in behind the blue. Judd won't be too disappointed. Could have left it on. However, Dave's just checking it there. You feel if he leaves this white where the red is, push the red up more or less in the same line as black and pink, you're guaranteed a snooker. Yeah, quite poor there, really. It was a free go. There's no great danger of leaving the red on at all. Can You always want to win the first frame in a match, but as this frame is going on, just increasing the significance, probably more so for Dave, because he's been in control for most of it. I feel if Judd lost it, he could brush it off easier than Dave could.
Thank you.
Yeah, you can see Dave can clearly see the left-hand side of the red, but I'm not sure where the red will go with that, and will the white go into pink and black?
Again, that was one of them moments where Dave put all his emphasis on getting the object ball safe. You could see the white was clearly colliding with the colours. Didn't mind really where the cue ball was going to finish. It was just buy himself a shot, get the red safe. But Judd very much has control of this table at the moment.
You can see there the potential for a swerve shot. However, he'd have to play it quite slow. And even though he's playing with right-hand side, as that slow down, let it go against the nap and away from the red. So he's going to try and manufacture an angle here. Just avoid the yellow if he can. Yeah, you got to sense the yellow
5 mips.
was just far enough over that it was going to be very
4.
hard. Yeah, I'm not surprised Judd's putting it back. Of course, he could play that red, but you know this is difficult to hit.
Green.
Again, where the green goes is important. It looked like he certainly need more of the red. The first instance, you might have to check that on the screen. Yeah, you can hear Dave mention the screen there, and
Green.
he's not happy. It's tough enough where it was. Apart from the white, the red is not in the right position. Yeah, fair play to Judd there. He's come out of his chair to say, look,
Neutral.
you're making it too hard for him.
And really, there should be no need for these discussions, should there? They should just have it up on the screen and it should all be done and dusted within a few seconds. Sometimes it's very difficult for the guys to remember exactly where the balls were. With this image, you can quite clearly see that the Hawkeye and overhead will tell you exactly where they need to be. No arguments. There you go, that's perfect. So attempt number 2. Again, the yellow's the issue here. Dave's got to get a lot of, it's like a long swerve into the cushion, loads of right-hand side. Oh, now the referees may have a right job unless Judd takes the free ball. Which I'm sure he will, now he's landed on the pink.
Paper.
Yeah, I think the red was easier to access. You take the free ball. Yellow's quite close to it, but he knows it's very difficult snooker. One of those kind of snookers. He lets Dave keep playing it. He could be in the lead by the time Dave's hit it. But he's elected to take the free ball. The black. It's possible he plays black on its spot. If he can get his white up close to where the blue is, the red's available to the other pocket. But I can think of a lot of players, myself included, who would have put Dave back and tried to get as many points as possible.
One.
Does have the possibility of possibly playing a little cannon to the blue here, just to try and hold the cue ball. Maybe try and flick that blue off the cushion. No, the red does go anyway to the yellow bag, and he is on it.
8.
It was a risky shot to play the cannon, really, because if you miss it, all sorts of things can go wrong. But he's still in control, Judd Trump. He's at the table.
9.
The problem will be blue to pink for Judd.
11. 13.
Yeah, great shot. Had just enough angle that he was able to force that green into the
16.
pocket. Cue ball over, promote the blue. Brilliant shot from Judd. Had to be pretty perfect where his cue ball came to rest from the yellow. Played it very well.
Twenty.
Feels like a big frame, this.
$25.
For the vast majority of the frame, Dave had the advantage. He was in control. Justice pink for Judd Trump. And he'd be very pleased.
31.
Not just the pink's gone in, but that he's won the frame. Judd Trump leads 1-0.
Second frame. Judd Trump to play.
Judd will be pleased to have won that frame. Certainly a frame for most part, but you would have thought he was going to lose. Positives for Dave, though, once he lost it, plenty of table time. Well settled into the arena. Well used to the pace of the table. That table time of the previous frame could come to his aid with this opportunity. Poor shot from Judd, and he knows it.
Yeah, he was very quick up off the shot, Judd Trump.
1.
As if to say the cue ball deviated on its way back down the table, so first good early chance for David Gilbert in the second. A couple of loose reds to go at before he needs to think about the pack.
6.
Yeah, that was a bit of a head scratcher, Dave. Didn't get into the cue ball anywhere near enough. Yeah, recovered well. Good pot.
7.
So he's got 1 or 2 reds at the back of the pack that will pot.
11.
He can maybe play on one of them after this next shot from the
12.
black, open up access to the back of the pack, and then look to go into them. The other red just right of this may be potable to the left corner, and Dave could leave himself low on it. Bring reds into play that way.
20.
Because he certainly can't go into the pack from here on the black. So that red must go. Yeah, you can see clearly goes. Has to be low on this red. And he is.
27.
So it's not so much the pot here. Of course, don't miss the pot. It's what happens to the cue ball that we're going to be interested in. He's got the pot, but he's in no man's land really. Tight to the side cushion, limits what he can do with the cue ball. He'd love the red at the top of that little cluster to pot to right middle. You can run this black through 2 cushions for those reds. He just came around to have a little look at that. The black needs potting first, though. Yeah, brilliant. Brilliant strike again from David Gilbert. That black very missable. The signs
35.
have been good for Dave Gilbert so far. Okay, he lost the first frame. But some of the balls he's knocked in been very promising.
36. $41. $42.
That red goes at the top of the pack to the left corner. He can play on it and open the reds from it. No, he can't from there, so can't see any obvious
47.
reds available after this one goes.
48.
Unless there's a plant.
$55.
It's a thin red into left middle. Can he navigate his cue ball onto a colour?
$56.
He's smiling because this break is not getting any easier. He's on the green clearly, but not nicely. Brown possibly too thin. What can he do with this green? Well, if he's screwing this back with pace, with reverse side, this is a horrible shot. Got to get out of there quick. He doesn't like it.
Yeah, you can actually feel the anxiety. You have to compromise your follow-through, really, to get out of the way. Elect him for the pink instead.
There we
It
go.
was one of them, wasn't it? The green.
56.
You either cream it and it looks like the best shot ever, or you hit the white about 8 times on your follow-through.
Yeah, I wasn't even sure he had the potting angle on the blue. Very well struck.
One.
He knew in potting it, he was naturally going to disturb the other reds. Dave Gilbert's missed
The
blue.
top. 1.
Didn't cost him. I'm sure Judd's missed blue will.
One.
It's taken 2 visits for Dave, but he won't mind at all. Want to get that frame on the board up and running.
8. 9.
Just get a sense this match is starting to build up nicely.
16. 17.
Played many times. Very comfortable. Very comfortable playing each other.
There we
Dave
go.
will certainly be feeling a bit more
17.
comfortable
And the
winning
frame.
that frame. Dave Gilbert levels the match at 1-1.
The center frame. There we go. Back to play.
Good to see Dave is continuing on the excellent form he showed at the World Championships this year. Great tournament. Beaten in the semi-final by Xi'an. We've seen all week a red being left
1.
to the other corner from the break-off. Obviously, Dave breaking off from the green. The red's gone the other side, but the same typical result, you'd have to say. The fact that he's followed it up by potting the brown. I'd describe it as a chance.
5.
Of course,
6.
Judd's first major win came in China. Way back in 2011, the China Open, where he beat Mark Selby. Since then has gone on to really enjoy playing in this part of the world. Last month we saw him lift the Shanghai Masters title.
13.
And en route, demolishing Ronnie O'Sullivan in the semi-finals and then Sean Murphy in the final. A thoroughly dominant display. He's not quite reached the heights this week we saw in Shanghai, but as all top players do, go through the gears as the event goes on. I'm
That's up.
sure
13.
if Judd is to win this match and then kick on, he could go very close to lifting this title. Although David Gilbert will have something to say about that for sure. Pack split went wrong for Judd on the black. Landed on nothing, so doing the right thing, taking his medicine again. Trying to put Dave in trouble. But Dave's played a good return. Very good return.
Judd's not one for saying good shot to his opponent, much is he? Certainly was justified there. Great contact from Dave. Because he got the perfect contact, he was able to judge the pace and also, it appears, block off one side of the table. Again, against a player as dangerous from distance as Judd is, safety play has to be of the highest quality. Yeah, Dave quick to say good shot and tap the table. And he's right, another excellent return from Judd. Both of them renowned as attacking break builders. You don't get to be top of the game without an excellent safety game, as and when it's needed.
Well, those 3 balls look scarily close to a 3-ball plant. Dave came round and had a good look at them. If he's going to take it on, he must be pretty confident that he'll get the red. Oh, doesn't like it, so it's going to be the thin edge, and it needs to be thin. Too thick and you hit the jaws of the pocket, and that's exactly what's happened. Now, what's the damage?
One.
Another confident pot from Judd Trump. And now he'll look to get himself on the black as quickly as possible. Try and tidy up this area of the table.
6.
Turn it into a good scoring opportunity.
Seven.
We've seen it for years, but it's still fascinating to watch Judd as he addresses the white ball
14.
to the right-hand side, draws it back, and then not just move the cue, but moves his body over to the left, which is actually the middle of the white. He certainly wouldn't teach it, but it's worked fairly well for him, I'd say, over the years.
I suppose he's done all right, hasn't he?
Yeah, ultimately, though, he hits where intended by habit, and that's the
15.
main thing. How you go about it doesn't have to be textbook.
Yeah, and that's the key thing about it, isn't it? You know, if you was trying to explain Judd's technique to someone who's never played the game before,
20.
you know, that's the point. At the point of contact, he strikes where intended, whether that be centre ball, left or right. He hits where he wants to, basically.
21.
Doesn't matter how you get there as long as the result is there, and that's just the way Judd plays the game. You certainly wouldn't teach it, but you certainly wouldn't tell Judd off for doing it. You wouldn't try and change it. He's mastered it.
Yeah, there's actually footage of him, I think, in a local TV interview. It must have been 8, 9, and he still did it then. Like he's always done it. That slight little bit of movement, which he has to move because he's not addressing where he wants. It's totally natural, totally unique. And as I said, I think it'd be a massive mistake to try and change it. Not that he ever wants to.
Yeah, and equally, if you are watching this and you've ever played this game or you're a beginner, you wouldn't try and copy it. That would be a massive error as well, because you've got absolutely no chance. As Fergal said, it's unique to him. It works for him.
35.
Find your own way of playing, I suppose. Everyone's got their own way of doing things and playing the game. There's no two players the same. There's no textbook really to this game. Judd Trump is an example of that.
36.
His dominance in snooker has been apparent in recent years. Clear to see just how well this man is playing.
43.
More majors are definitely required for Judd Trump to work his way up the all-time ranking list, I suppose, of where you would place him in that list. But I'm sure, I've got no doubt that those majors will come. And it's inevitable that he's going to get back to world #1 very soon. Mark Allen's place at the top of the rankings is actually at threat this week.
$51.
Could be very short-lived for the pistol. If this man goes deep and takes the title. Yeah, good shot again from Judd. He wasn't nice on that red.
52.
Just keeps knocking them in.
Just weighing up his options. 65 ahead. He did try and roll the green into the pocket. Dave requires snookers. However, if he missed it, Dave could take that red off the side cushion.
Yellow ball.
Yeah, and felt
The time.
if he missed the green,
52.
Dave took that red off the side cushion with first safety. He'd have no insurance. That shot there, certainly earlier on in his career, he would have never even thought about it, let alone played it. Just becoming all-round hard match player, allied to his great skills. Any attempt to get down the balk is made difficult because that red is so close to the corner pocket. I think the shot is to place, come off the cushion, maybe lay onto that red. You'd only be leaving Dave probably a red to the middle, but could well be gone away from the pink and black, which he would need.
Looks as if he may be trying to get back to balk. Pushing this red onto the side cushion, trying to move the red. Well, I suppose he got too close to it And he has stuck Dave up, although he's pushed the black safe, which is beneficial to Judd.
One.
Groans from the crowd there as if he's played a good positional shot. He tried to get on the black from that shot there.
Seven. Eight.
Well, what about that for a shot? The long red again, finding the back of the pocket. He's knocking him in from range so far today, Dave Gilbert. Very positive signs, and how accurate did he have to be to even give himself a shot at this black? Now, can he knock this in and find a position on his next red? If he gets this shot right, he's got half a chance here, Dave.
$15.
Nicely played. Another little nice shot here. Just trace it bottom right-hand side. Just to keep it away from the cushion.
$16.
We've seen from an earlier angle that red, that's what he's looking at. That red passes the yellow. So he has the option of maybe trying to take the red out. But if he just lands behind that red, guaranteed a snooker. And you can also push the red close to the corner pocket. That's the percentage shot to play.
Yeah, 100%. That is the percentage shot, because even if you try and develop the red
23.
there, it could go wrong and you could put yourself in trouble. He's got full control of the table for the moment, Dave Gilbert, and
24.
he's possibly able to inflict more pain to Judd Trump with this next shot. Well, what do we know? If he
31.
pots this red and gets on the black, this will be some clearance. This will be the dish of the season.
Yeah, there was certainly merit in playing it, but that yellow, as you can see there, he'd love that yellow to be a little bit further out. But look, that's for a couple of shots down the line. Again, doesn't have to win him a visit. Can always play an excellent safety on the yellow.
$32.
Well, he's a little low on this black. Would have liked to have been straighter to get in behind that yellow. Now, just looking at his options. That yellow on the screen looks like it will pop to the middle. It may do, but it's very tough. Pretty much need to be right behind it. It's very acute angle.
He went down to have a look at the possibility of even playing the yellow into the corner, but it's a great shot, to be fair. Didn't look he had that angle. And he struck that beautifully.
39.
And out of nowhere, one more good, well-struck shot. He's every chance of winning a frame.
He's just refused to stop potting, Dave Gilbert, throughout this break.
David Gilbert, 39.
Oh, it looked so close, didn't it? And it was. Judd must have been fearing the worst for a moment there. That table was horrible when Dave came to it. And all of a sudden he was 1 or 2 pots away from possibly winning it in one visit.
Bad shot there from Judd. Should have had the yellow on one side of the table and kept the white on the other side. This instance, the yellow, sorry, the left-hand side.
Well, how has Dave Gilbert even given himself a chance of winning this frame? He's right back in it. It's very much a yellow ball game now.
Yeah, just managed to get the white over far enough just to get the snooker. Looks like Dave's gone for a hit and hope. He couldn't have hoped for much better.
Oh, that flick on the brown has done him a massive favour. Can Judd see any of this yellow? And there's your answer. It's not all that straightforward to hit either, where the brown is coming off the baulk cushion. To hit it, and he's got to get it safe. Now, possibility of a free ball.
Foul and miss. David Gilbert, 4.
No free ball, so having it replaced. Quite important this cue ball is replaced correctly here, because it doesn't want to be slightly more to the right than where it was. Will give more access to the baulk cushion for Judd Trump. Playing it at pace to try and bounce the cue ball, straighten it up. Good hit, but where's it going to finish?
Just weighing up his options. Would love to be able to play the yellow all around the angles. Always a danger. Yellow could collide with something. If you could stun this round, get past the green and around, a couple of cushions between brown and blue, more or less guaranteed safety, but there is a risk with it. There was a far greater risk with that shot. Just he battled too hard, too long in this frame just to give it away cheaply. It was a low percentage pot, and if he missed it, he was going to more or less certainly lose the frame. Such a fine line between being positive and aggressive, but not also being reckless, playing low percentage shots. It's cost him this frame. Judd will be relieved. Dave, to be fair to him, made a great attempt to get back in this frame. But just a little bit of patience was required.
9. $14.
With the cries of "Come on, Judd," who's going to try something spectacular.
The trump, 14, and the frame.
Judd Trump will be relieved to win that frame. He now leads 2 frames to 1.
Frame 4. Judd Trump play.
Neither player's been at their very best. Still been an interesting battle. Good hard match play from both players.
Well, and a miss. There we go, 4.
Needed a thin clip, Judd, to avoid the in-off. That red just beside the black, causing Dave a problem. Otherwise, he probably would have went for a different red. Elected not to put Judd back in there. Felt with a second attempt, Judd would make a better attempt of it. I said just that red at the black. He did have an option of a red to play, Dave, but positional play was difficult.
Got very close to that long red, Judd Trump. Now as he left the red to right corner for Dave. Oh, another brilliant strike from David Gilbert.
1.
Hits that type of shot so well. And he's hit it too well because he's landed awkward now. Wanted that cue ball to pull up way beyond the side cushion. He's had a glance at the blue. And it looks as if he's setting himself for it. Cue ball looks as if it may go through a little gap between the pack and 2 reds. He's missed the blue. It made the difference where that cue ball came to rest.
1.
Had no real control over it. After such a good initial red, that was quite unfortunate to finish where he did. And straight in the heart of the pocket from Judd Trump.
1.
If he could pick the white up here and put it anywhere on the table, he'd put it on the red just above and to the right of the black. May not be able to get there from this shot, so... Well, you've got to pot the yellow first, and he's missed it.
Judd Trump, 1.
The red by the pink spot is potable for Dave Gilbert. That's an unexpected miss from Judd, and possibly a big let-off.
catching at the moment. They'd be disappointed to miss that shot, particularly following up from Judd's mistake.
One. Three.
Well, he was up very quickly there, Judd, and holds his hand up because he didn't play on that red. He played on the red above the black and up very quick off the yellow. He knew he'd overhit it. As it happened, he landed plump by accident. And what a chance this now. He's exactly where he wants to be. Chance to go into the interval with a healthy advantage. One that Barry Hawkins has just taken 3-1 to the good over on table 2 against Daniel Wells.
12.
Was the winner of these 2 matches in operation currently play tomorrow. But now, in removing this red, really does give a good scoring chance for Judd Trump. Well, Judd just asking the referee to speed up a little. Get those balls spotted,
20.
Trying to get into more of a rhythm, Judd Trump. Needs the referee to help that.
Very unusual to see that from Judd. Can't say I've noticed the referee being particularly slow at all.
.28.
Maybe Judd's got somewhere to be at the interval.
Yeah, he usually keeps his counsel regardless of the circumstances.
34. 35.
Now, I think just the way the first couple of frames have gone, been a bit stop-start. Judd just wants to hit the interval with a bit of rhythm, a bit of fluency, and this is a good scoring opportunity. We know just how quickly Judd can win the frames when he gets in.
41.
Just wants to try and free up, get a bit of pace going, try and dictate
42.
the play again.
.48. 49. 56. 57.
Certainly the increase in pace has resulted in an increase in performance.
.64. 65.
Dave Gilbert missed that red, probably further worst. That's after happening. He's been playing quite well. He's been competitive, despite that.
67.
2 frames down at the interval.
That's on. 67.
And with that 67, Judd Trump wins the frame, and at the interval he leads 3 frames to 1.
35. There we go. Big.
That 15-minute interval would have given Dave enough time to regroup, try and focus on the positives. This game's obviously in good nick. Just a couple of mistakes, a couple of them unforced as well, which is just hindered. Judd trying to power the white around the angles, made the pot more difficult. I think one nice pot here from Dave. Could be nicely on the black. Could be a good opportunity already.
One.
Knew he was going very close to the black, so had to judge the pace perfect. So he'll be looking to leave himself just parallel on this black.
Hey.
I'd recommend from the left-hand side, just power into that big target.
Nine.
At least if he can screw into these reds, he may drag a red out with him. The 2 reds right at the back of the pack may have been an option, and wow, it's horrible to see that. Me and Fergal are both in bits in here. Never nice to see that from a player. Hopefully Dave Gilbert's tip is okay. That makes your teeth go on edge.
Yeah, he just wince. Watching again's no better either. Yeah, I just felt before he played the red, if he was on the other side of the black, it's easier to kind of stun into them, a bigger target. Plus he didn't expect him to miss cue.
One.
And from what looked like a promising opportunity, has turned into Judd's opportunity. The last thing Dave wanted.
4. Five.
Oh, what a nightmare for Dave Gilbert. Giving the chance straight back to Judd Trump. This is a big frame because if Dave wins it, he keeps Trump away from 4. But there's a mistake from Judd that will be welcomed from Dave Gilbert.
That's on 5.
Other than that memorable and incredible run to the semi-finals last season of the World Championship for Dave Gilbert, only the 1 quarter-final to write home about. Northern Ireland Open, where he lost to Barry Hawkins in a decider. And obviously this the quarter-final stage of a ranking event so early on in the season. He won't be lying down anytime soon, Dave Gilbert. He'll fight to the end to keep his hopes alive in this event.
Good safety shot from Judd, not just the length. Managed to get the white over to the right-hand side. Makes the path, the balk, but more difficult for Dave. Don't think Judd can hit the left-hand side of that red. I think the blue is slightly in the way. Otherwise he'd played it by now, just glanced off it. Depending on the angle, might still be tempted. Looking at the option of line on that red nearest the black cushion. And well worth taking a little bit of time out, because with the black over the pocket, if he leaves a red, it could be costly. Yeah, you can see there the blue just impeding that left-hand side of the red. Desperate to try and find a shot. Any shot. Just so long as Dave doesn't pot on his next visit. And it looks nothing, but that's a good shot. Had the discipline to wait, not just play any shot and take a bit of a gamble. May well still be in trouble, but he's going to get another shot. And from there, it had to be his priority. And might even get a reward. If you just stay in the point, stay in the rally as such, it can turn.
Yeah, and that really does underline and highlight the discipline and maturity of Judd Trump's game nowadays. More than happy to wait it out, buys himself another shot, and then gets presented with an opportunity to pot along red, which of course he knocks in.
1.
So easy as a player to stand behind the balk area and scratch around trying to find a route back to balk. Sometimes there just isn't, as Fergal said. Not worth a gamble. Judd bought himself that chance because David Gilbert was unable to play a good shot himself.
6.
With a very odd exception, there's always a shot there. But are you prepared to wait to find it? Judd was, and he's got his reward.
7.
And usually if you have the discipline to find a good safety shot, that discipline usually carries on to the opportunity and unlikely to make a mistake.
$14. 15.
Now gone too far for the blue, so it's going to be brown back down the table. Maybe just try and top this off the balk and side cushion. Well, is he on this red?
19.
He had a big area to play in there, Judd Trump. Well, he feels he can just get, or just see enough of the edge of this red to pot to left corner. Never easy these when you're quite close to the object ball. He's got all the equipment out. And again, he's played it very well. Didn't put any emphasis really on the position
20.
of the cue ball. As you can see, it was all about the pot, but it was a good pot. And he's able to play the next shot.
The champ, 20.
problem for Dave, not just hitting a red, but not leaving another red on. Again, coming down the table, trying to get a greater picture. Yeah, I think he's just looking at coming off the side cushion for the middle pocket. You can just get past the green to the left-hand side, trace aside, maybe nestle into those reds. Maybe playing a little swerve and a two-cushion glance, if possible.
Well, he went for the two-cushion nestle, and that had to be very accurate. Very difficult to judge the pace of that shot when playing with a lot of swerve. Now, can Judd pot this red to middle and play a little cannon to the red next to the black and hold for the black?
Yeah, again, similar to Judd's safety shot a few minutes ago. Credit to Dave, he had the patience and discipline. Again, you couldn't possibly criticize him for leaving this redder chance on. It was a very difficult shot he had to try and judge the pace.
One.
A good pot, made even more difficult by the fact to play it with such pace. Well, he felt once he missed
Just on one.
the green and then the middle pocket on the way down, it was going to be a great opportunity. He's missed the blue, so it is a great opportunity for Dave Gilbert. And this could be a massive moment in the match. Judd pots that blue, you'd fully expect him to take a 4-1 lead, and therefore chances are the match.
Eight. Five.
Now, unless them reds by the pink are a little plant to this right corner, he can play a cannon into them now. And he's gone for it. Is he on it? Not sure he is. They did look close to being set to this
16.
right corner pocket before he made contact with them. Yes, there was a little bit of room between them, but from right behind it may have been able to make. Obviously felt the cannon to the 3 couldn't go wrong, but it has gone wrong.
There we go. 16.
Judd having an anxious look here. He'd love to see an edge of these reds. I'm not sure he can. Well, he may can just catch a very fine edge of the red. Well, that's a massive misjudgment.
Foul and a miss. That will give it 4. 5.
All the very best to the referee getting this one right.
Dave said to Judd, I'd love to know how much you could see. That will debate or make his decision up on whether to put it back or not. He could ask, but I'm not sure Judd would answer. He's just fearful he puts it back, Judd is enough, he could put him in trouble. That's why he's trying to take the initiative himself.
One.
Well, good pot from Dave. He could just squeeze past the red closest to the pink spot and find the potting angle of that red. And now again, gains full control over the table. Judd Trump not able to rest up to these reds. Tight in behind the green. I wouldn't be surprised to see the hit and hope.
Possible option of coming off the cushion. The one to the left of the three, glance off. I think that's why that's why he was having a look to see did that red past the pink into the middle. But he's mishit it, and as a result, he's left Dave another great chance.
Yeah, he was in big trouble, wasn't he, Judd Trump? There was no obvious way that he was going to get that safe. Had to be pretty much pinpoint, perfect contact to the red, which it wasn't. I bet he wishes it had just hit and hope them now. They could have gone anywhere, but it's out of his hands. David Gilbert with a chance to close the gap.
8.
Massive frame these after the interval in these best-of-9 matches, particularly when the scoreline is 3-1. If you lose it, you pretty much feel like you're out.
9.
If you win it, you've got every chance. You can see Dave just thinking 3 shots ahead here. He's going to be pink-red colour and then looking to leave himself high on that yellow because of where the brown is. In terms of potting the green, he wants to probably pot the yellow with the rest and stun round the back. 2 cushions of the green for the green into the yellow pocket.
15. 16. 22.
So 20 points to the good, David Gilbert. Yellow and green required.
$24. 27. 31.
It was a good opportunity for Dave. To be fair to him,
36.
took them very well. Right back into this match now.
$42. There we go. 42.
Dave Gilbert wins that frame, reduces deficit to 1 frame. Judd Trump leads 3 frames to 2.
46. The Trump break.
Judd has to forget about missing that bad blue. Refocus on the game. Still leads 3-2. Be maybe a little bit frustrated. He's let Dave off the hook. Judd trying a cheeky double there. Worth the risk. You can see he was perfect on the black. Already you kind of see the pattern of play here.
It's a big week, isn't it, this? Not just here in Xi'an, but next week the Saudi Masters begins. Obviously, two big hitters already through to the semi-finals, Ronnie O'Sullivan, Kyron Wilson. Judd Trump, of course, another big hitter, Barry Hawkins as well. Dave Gilbert has won a ranking event in the past. Someone like Dave, if he was to go really deep in this event, potentially even win it, how much confidence he may take from it, and particularly going into Saudi next week, a huge money event. How much confidence that could potentially give him, that could really rocket him up the rankings again.
Yeah, absolutely massive prize fund in Saudi. When you think the money this term is great, winning in Saudi would actually be the equivalent of winning 3 of these ranked tournaments. Long may it continue for the players. That's a lovely little shot there, behind the yellow. Well, when I say that, I thought he'd blocked the red and balk, but has he left this red to right corner?
Oh, what a shot from Judd Trump. Brilliant piece of cueing. Made it worse for Dave Gilbert, the fact that someone in the crowd gave a little ripple to his shot, a little clap, but I think Dave knew that he'd left the red, and of course Judd pots it and gives himself a great chance now.
Eight.
Dave just a fraction away from having Judd in all sorts of trouble. But that little fraction may well be all that Judd needs.
Nine.
As well, maybe losing that last frame. Just help him refocus. Improve his concentration.
14. 15.
Now a little angle on this pink, on this red, sorry, playing into the pink. Little delicate cannon just to push it onto the middle pocket.
21.
And the red beyond the blue line, helpful to Judd here. Can just pop this and play on that. Been an incredible couple of years for Judd Trump. Keep talking about his dominance, it seems, in the game. 5 titles to his CV last season alone. Already 1 tallied up for this campaign.
27.
It just begs the question, who's going to stop him?
28.
You know, even on days when he's not quite playing his best, he just finds a way. The sign of a great champion.
$33. 34.
I think back to around the sort of time that I first got on the professional circuit myself back in 2014 when Selby was kind of dominating the game and he was winning world championships and he was just so
39.
hard to beat. Of course, he still is, but at the time it just felt like he had this little aura around him where it didn't matter
40.
where he played or who he played, you just basically backed him to win every time he came to the table. It was just difficult to see where he was ever going to lose. It feels like Judd has got a bit of that about him at the minute.
$47. 48.
So the one red directly above the black will pop to left corner, but Judd got to be particularly accurate with where he leaves the cue ball. He is high enough that he could top into these reds here. He's chosen to. Well, how's the result? Not the best. You may can pop
55.
this red still to left corner, but it's incredibly thin.
$56.
Yeah, good pot. Couldn't be sure at all where the white was. Put all his focus into potting the red. Didn't have much of an angle, but again, with his tremendous cue power, he was able to bring the white
60.
down. 60 ahead. Just a red and a black. And David will require snookers. Felt it was too risky to try and hold for the
61.
black. So, of course, the pink will do. From 67 ahead.
Pink ball.
Even Judd couldn't do anything to disturb them better than that.
67.
He won't be too concerned, though. 67 ahead.
The time. 67.
And again, followed up with a nice safety.
Yeah, that was brown and blue was a big target, and he's done well to find it. Didn't trouble himself with trying to push a red safe or anything daft, just made sure that he got a good cue ball, and you can see there that Dave is in a lot of trouble. Well, from where he was, that's a very good shot from David Gilbert. Well, it always looked like that red was going to go close to this right corner. But now it's Dave's turn to find the refuge behind the brown and blue. Judd now needs to be very careful because he doesn't want to leave a tempter for Dave to pot that red, and looks a certainty to land on the black from it. Well, there was a lot happening on that shot, but I don't think Judd will be too concerned with the result, because Dave needs blacks with all these reds, and he may be able to pot a red here, but getting to the black is the issue. Well, that's a brilliant pot to right middle. And he is on this black, but not as he would have liked. Put all his emphasis on that pot. Now, can he float this black in? It's a natural for the cue ball to be held up. Just don't miss the pot. Yeah, very good. So, from nowhere, really, David Gilbert has managed to carve himself out half a chance from a good safety shot. Judd Trump didn't make the best of the dump shot in the end. Four reds and black, and all the colours required for a respot.
Just seeing that mannerism there Dave has in some shots. As he's playing the shot, just raises his bridge hand.
$17. $24.
Well, where's that come from? Simple pot, simple position.
24.
Can only be a lack of concentration. The mind getting ahead of the body.
where it begs the question, doesn't it? Who is going to stop Judd Trump? Because you cannot afford to miss balls like that at any level. Never mind against a player that just can't stop losing. I mean, can't stop winning, sorry. David Gilbert will be absolutely sick at that one. Came from nowhere, as you say.
8.
So far, too often, Judd's come to the table. He's had an easy
15.
starter. And growing in confidence. And certainly the crowd are enjoying all these exhibition shots.
17.
Doesn't matter about the missed green. Judd Trump's still enough. Judd Trump leads 4 frames to 2.
Frame 7. David Gilbert plays.
Breaking off. 2 frames behind. Potentially 3 to play. He'd be only too delighted to have a 3rd frame to play. He's had enough chances, Dave. Just hasn't been clinical enough. But it's not over yet.
It'll be more of a test of temperament for Dave Gilbert now. After that misread in the previous frame, that will have hurt. Can he pluck up the courage? Is he strong enough to turn this one around?
Just having a look to see, does the top red of the 2 on the left-hand side go? He knows there's danger in playing off the pack, because to avoid those 2 reds, he'll have to catch them thick. The thicker he catches them, more likely to push a red. Might need a bit of cover.
Of course, Dave Gilbert working very closely with former player Andy Lee. Well, you might tell me off for saying former player. Every time I go to the Northern Snooker Centre in Leeds, he's always in there. But they've been working a lot away from the table, working on Dave's fitness, getting him in the right headspace. And he's going to have to rely on that now or find something from within. That was a big pot, big shot to take on to the middle. Dave weighed his options up and fancied the job, but it's not made its way into the pocket.
1.
I quite like these best-of-9 matches. They're short enough where they don't drag on too long, but they're also long enough where there could be a twist. Even if your opponent does get to 4, they're long enough that things can still turn around. But when you leave this man, Judd Trump, at the table in a position like this, it seems very unlikely that he's going to make
7.
a mistake. Scores so heavily, as we know. This is the sort of routine, if
8.
you like, that you would just chuck them out on the table at the start of your practice day. Just get your arm going. Of course, this is no practice match. But Judd so often does the business from this position. Well, he doesn't like that one. That red, little cannon to that red may have just pushed in front of the path for the black to right corner.
14.
Change of plan if he has.
15.
Yeah, no great issue. I think at some point he'll get on ideally the top red of those two. And once he does that, it becomes a great chance to not only win the frame, but close out the match. Hasn't been at his very best.
21.
He's in the winning habit.
22.
Quite simply, winners win. Just taking those extra couple of seconds. Just knows he's won. Good positional shot. Gets on that key red correctly. Looks perfect. Just to pot one, nudge the other out of the way. The black will be available.
28.
Both corners.
29.
Hard to see any hope for Dave Gilbert to get back to the table.
$36.
Mentioned a couple of minutes ago with Judd being a
37.
winner. Possibly the clearest example from my experience of a winner is when they have a chance to win a frame and match, they sprint over the line. Looking at them, you wouldn't even know it's the frame to win the match. They just continue on doing the same things.
44.
Easily said, hard to do.
45. 52.
You can see the way Dave's sitting. Doesn't even have the cue
53.
beside him. He knows this is over.
Scores so heavily and so quickly. Judd Trump
60.
becoming one of the very best we've ever seen.
61.
Consistency is the hallmark of all great champions. And when you're consistently putting yourself in positions, consistently potting balls, asking yourself the question to win matches and keep producing,
67.
it seems hard to see how this man can lose.
68.
Every time he steps out there in the arena, you just fancy him for the job. And he's produced again. He's not had it all his own way. David Gilbert will look back on this match a number of occasions where things may
74.
possibly have gone differently, but it wasn't to be. And it's this man, Judd Trump, who's through to yet another
75.
semi-final of a major ranking tournament. course, he will face the winner of Daniel Wells or Barry Hawkins, currently locked at 3 apiece over on table 2. Keep an eye on the scores at WST.tv for that one. Judd won't be bothered one bit. His job is done. He's into the semi-finals.
Mighty. Mighty one.
David will be disappointed, not just the results, but his performance. However, there's plenty of positives. This is his first defeat of the season. Again, seems to be in a much better place, physically, mentally, and also with his game. So there's every reason to think he's going to have a great season.
Mighty 4.
So this pink for career century, 991 for Judd Trump. Oh, he's missed cue.
Yeah, he won't be too bothered about that miscue. Certainly he's had great support from that crowd there. I'm sure as he leaves the arena, get another cheer. Again, the semi-final to look forward to tomorrow. And you still feel he hasn't played his very best. I'll give him a lot of encouragement. Yeah, you can see there, I'm just saying goodbye to the crowd. Warmly appreciate it. And he'll be looking forward to entertaining them again tomorrow, the semi-finals.